2 weeks after announcing her new album, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce revealed something even bigger. They're getting married. The engagement photos broke the internet. But behind the fairy tale smiles lies a fortune so massive it reshapes what celebrity wealth even looks like. Because Taylor Swift isn't just a pop star, she's a billion-dollar empire in motion. A woman who turned heartbreak into chart toppers, lyrics into global stadiums, and melodies into a lifestyle worth more than some nation's GDP. From $40 million insured legs to $50 million Manhattan penthouses to a private jet worth more than most luxury hotels, Taylor's world is stacked with assets so outrageous they blur the line between luxury and legend. But here's the truth. Her fortune isn't about excess. It's about building an untouchable kingdom where every car, every mansion, and even every cat becomes a piece of the Swift mythology. Stay until the end, because this isn't just about mansions and cars. It's about how Taylor Swift turned her name into one of the most valuable brands on earth, and why her empire might outlast even her music. Most celebrities buy mansions, cars, or diamonds. Taylor Swift, she insured her legs. Back in 2015, at just 26 years old, Taylor shocked the world by taking out a $40 million insurance policy. Not for her voice, not for her career, but for her legs. And 5 years later, she renewed it. That insurance is still active today. Why? Because in Taylor's world, her legs aren't just legs. They're a billion-dollar engine. Every step on stage, every leap in a stadium show, every strut down a runway at an awards ceremony. If anything ever happened to them, her tours, the biggest in music history, could collapse overnight. It sounds bizarre, but in the high-stakes world of global superstardom, this isn't as crazy as it seems. Athletes have been doing it for years. Cristiano Ronaldo's legs are insured for over $200 million. Lionel Messi's left foot alone, valued at an insane $900 million. But here's the difference. They're athletes. Taylor Swift is a songwriter, an artist, a performer, and yet her legs became the first case in pop history where an artist insured their body not as a gimmick, but as a core business decision. And that decision paid off, because while those legs were worth $40 million on paper, her Eras tour alone has already generated over $1 billion. A $1 billion return on a $40 million policy. The math speaks for itself. Taylor's empire doesn't just start with songs, it starts with an understanding. Even her body is an asset, one that must be protected at all costs. When you're the biggest artist in the world, you don't just live in houses, you live in landmarks. Taylor Swift's real estate portfolio is a $1 billion discography carved into stone, brick, and glass. Each property tells a chapter of her story, sometimes glamorous, sometimes deeply personal. Take her Beverly Hills mansion. Built in 1934 for Hollywood mogul Samuel Goldwyn, the estate carries the weight of cinematic history. Taylor bought it in 2015 for $25 million and preserved it like a museum piece. 11,000 square feet, 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, a tennis court where legends have played. Today, it isn't just a home. It's a landmark listed on the National Register of Historic Places, permanently tying her name to Hollywood royalty. Then there's the mansion that feels less like a trophy and more like a refuge, her Rhode Island getaway. A sprawling 14,000 square foot coastal fortress perched on Watch Hill with panoramic views across 700 feet of shoreline. She paid $18 million in cash back in 2013. And what does Taylor do here? She hosts 4th of July parties that have become almost mythological in pop culture. Selena Gomez, Blake Lively, and Gigi Hadid all have been guests inside what fans now call the Holiday House. And then New York. If Beverly Hills is her Hollywood crown and Rhode Island her seaside kingdom, New York City is her throne. Taylor Swift owns not one, not two, but multiple adjacent penthouses in Manhattan's Tribeca neighborhood, which she merged into a single $50 million double penthouse. A 10-bedroom, 10-bathroom masterpiece with billiards rooms, scarlet-painted kitchens, and walls designed to echo the romantic chaos of her music. She even bought the apartments from director Peter Jackson, turning her home into a literal piece of cinematic history. For most people, flying is just a way to get from point A to point B. For Taylor Swift, it's a headline. Her Dassault Falcon 900, worth $44 million, is more than just a jet. It's a lightning rod of controversy, a symbol of speed, power, and privacy, but also a magnet for criticism. The jet can carry 12 passengers, luxurious interiors, a king-size bed, a cabin designed for rest between back-to-back world tours. For Taylor, it's not excess, it's survival, a way to be everywhere from Los Angeles to London to Kansas City in a heartbeat. But here's where it gets complicated. In February 2024 alone, Taylor traveled nearly 20,000 miles in her jet. That sparked a wave of backlash over carbon footprints and climate responsibility. To some, it's the ultimate example of celebrity excess. To others, it's the price of building a billion-dollar empire that never sleeps. The jet has even had its share of bizarre near misses. Ed Sheeran once recalled bringing a sword, yes, a real sword, on board as a gift from director Peter Jackson. As the plane lifted off, the sword began sliding across the cabin, narrowly missing Taylor herself. In another life, one of the world's biggest stars could have been injured by a souvenir on her own private jet. And here's the kicker. This wasn't her only plane. Until March 2024, Taylor also owned a Dassault Falcon 7X, valued at over $50 million. But she sold, or perhaps gifted it, downsizing to a single jet. Not because she couldn't afford it, but because, strategically, one jet still keeps her empire in the air. For Taylor Swift, the jet isn't a luxury toy. It's a mobile fortress, a flying symbol that wherever she wants to be, she will be. And for her critics, it's proof that Taylor's world exists far above the clouds, literally untouchable. Taylor Swift doesn't just dominate stadiums. She dominates the streets. Her garage is worth over $1.4 million, stacked with some of the most beautiful machines ever built. But just like her music, each car has a story. Take the Audi R8, sleek, aggressive, a car that can hit 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. Taylor bought it back in 2009 during her first big romance with Taylor Lautner. Price tag, $250,000. For most, it's a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. For Taylor, it was just the beginning. Then comes the Porsche 911 Turbo, a car that looks like a toy but drives like a bullet. Starting around $200,000 and climbing toward $500,000, this Porsche proves her garage isn't just glamorous. It's lethal on the road. But the crown jewel, her Ferrari 458 Italia, often called the most beautiful Ferrari of all time. It's fast, it's rare, and it cost her north of $300,000. The kind of car you don't just drive, you wear like a statement. Most celebrities spoil their pets. Taylor Swift turned hers into a millionaire. She owns 3 cats, Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benjamin Button. All beloved, all famous. But one of them isn't just famous. She's rich. Meet Olivia Benson, a Scottish fold cat named after the Law and Order character. Her net worth, $97 million. Yes, you heard that right. $97 million. According to the richest pets in the world list, Olivia is officially the 3rd wealthiest pet on Earth, outranking most athletes, actors, and CEOs. At her core, Taylor Swift is a musician, but in her world, even instruments aren't just tools, they're treasures. Take her Steinway Sonata piano, built in 1930, one of the rarest pianos ever made, nearly a century old. Taylor bought it for $435,000 because it could hit tones no modern piano could. To her, this wasn't just an instrument, it was a way to unlock music no one else could play. She's also owned countless guitars, some auctioned off for staggering prices. One of her autographed acoustic guitars sold for $133,000, turning a simple wooden instrument into an artifact. But if her piano and guitars are priceless, nothing compares to the empire of sound she created on stage. The Eras Tour isn't just a concert, it's a financial earthquake. 152 shows, 2 years on the road, and already more than $1 billion at the global box office, making it the most successful concert tour in history. Think about that. Her voice, her songs, her piano, and her guitar are now bigger than entire industries. And here's the wildest part. The piano, the guitar, the stage outfits, none of them are just props. They're symbols of value that transform transformed Taylor Swift into something rare, a musician who didn't just conquer charts, she rewrote the economics of music itself. Because every time she touches a piano key or strums a guitar string, she isn't just making music, she's minting money. If Beverly Hills was her crown jewel and Rhode Island her seaside kingdom, then New York is Taylor Swift's fortress of power. Deep in Manhattan's Tribeca neighborhood, Taylor Swift owns not one, not two, but 4 separate apartments merged into what fans call her Swift Kingdom. The centerpiece? A $50 million double penthouse inside the historic Tribeca building once owned by director Peter Jackson. She didn't just buy them, she stitched them together into a single sprawling mega residence. 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, a billiards room, private terraces, red-painted kitchens and scarlet carpets, her own thematic design that mirrors the drama and romance of her music. From the street, it looks like another luxury residence. Inside, it's a palace disguised as an apartment. But this isn't just about comfort, it's about control. New York is where her business empire operates. It's where her brand meetings, recording sessions, and cultural influence converge. By securing a fortress in the heart of Manhattan, Taylor planted her flag in the center of global media power. Even the location is strategic. Tribeca has long been home to celebrities who crave privacy wrapped in luxury. Neighbors like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Robert De Niro have built invisible walls of security here. Taylor simply took it further, expanding her footprint until she commanded an entire building floor. And for Swiftness, this penthouse has become a shrine. Fans line up outside just to glimpse the red brick facade, knowing that somewhere inside those walls, Taylor Swift is writing the next billion-dollar lyric. Taylor Swift knows what it means to fight uphill. For years, she faced lawsuits, public feuds, and even attempts to erase her career. And yet, every time she came back stronger. That resilience isn't just in her music, it's in how she gives back. In 2016, when devastating floods tore through Louisiana, Taylor donated $1 million to relief efforts. Thousands of families rebuilt their lives because of her contribution. After tornadoes destroyed homes in Tennessee, she gave another $1 million, calling Nashville her true home and insisting she couldn't stand by while neighbors suffered. But her generosity doesn't stop with headlines. During the pandemic, Taylor quietly donated tens of thousands of dollars to fans in need, paying rent, medical bills, and groceries. She didn't announce it. Fans only discovered it when money suddenly appeared in their accounts. Signed, Love Taylor. Over 13 years of philanthropy, she supported education programs, cancer research. She even helped save Nashville's historic music venues from shutting down during lockdowns. From insured legs worth $40 million to a private jet worth $44 million to a cat worth $97 million. Taylor Swift's world isn't just a story of wealth, it's a story of transformation. Every home, every car, every jewel, every note of her music is part of a larger truth. Taylor Swift turned her life into the most valuable brand in music history. And she did it not just by living in luxury, but by creating a world where every detail, big or small, becomes part of her legend. That's not just stardom, that's the empire. This was Luxuries, where we uncover the wealth, power, and secrets of the ultra-famous. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan, hit subscribe right now because you won't want to miss the next story.